Welcome, Time Vapors. If you're just tuning into this one, once you're done, head on back and check out my intro video. That'll give you a heads up as to what we're setting up on this. Trying to figure some stuff out. For you guys that are back for more, this time's going to be a real treat. So what I've got this time is I'm going to do a watch review. And this watch, it's from a great artist from my site, from the Mad Watches site. And he's done a lot of watches. He's a really good artist. A lot of detail, a lot of graphics. Now this watch design I'm going to review for you today, it looks pretty plain, other than the graphics are pretty sweet. But it's got the hidden features. So it's for those guys that want the features, but don't want it always on the screen. Alright, so with that being said, this guy's name, the artist, is Ram Moore. Appreciate the watch design there, Ram. So this one's called Singing Night. So I'll show you the watch face first. It's on my Gear S3. So this is the pretty standard watch face you'll get. You'll see it's the analog hands telling you the time. Pretty big and thick and bold. That's what I like about this one. This one's a good all-day watch. If you're out working and driving and so on, you basically just have a quick glance and you can see the time. It's also got a very big date on there. You see the date on the right hand side over here. Yeah. And this little red hand right here, that's the seconds. If you watch that, it's ticking round as we go. So that's pretty neat. It doesn't have to be a big hand on the screen, just a small hand on there. The other two dials, we'll come to those in a minute, right? Because they're not used at the moment. This is basically just for watch use and time and date, right? So then as we go on from there, we'll turn around, we'll talk about those two dials. Those two dials are for the chronograph, or stopwatch as people like to call it. So basically with that, how you get that to work is just where the date is right here on this side. If I was to tap this date right here, there's a tap function. As soon as I tap it, the hands park, as we call it, and you'll see a second hand if I zoom in a bit closer. See that little second hand with the red arm on the top? That's starting to count down now. So that's counting the seconds, right, as it's going round. So it's going to do a full revolution of 60 seconds. So once that's done, that's where those other dials come into play. I believe the top one there is the minutes. So as soon as that second hand goes round, does full revolution, that top one will move mark. That's for minutes. So you've got 60 minutes there. When the 60-minute one's done, the bottom one will start turning, because that one's the hours. So basically that stopwatch is good for up to like 12 hours worth of time, keeping the time for 12 hours. Not that I've seen anyone use that. But anyway, to stop that, you can either stop it by pressing again there, and it'll stop it. You've seen that flash for those tap actions. I'll get to them in a minute. But that stopped it. But to start again, you just tap it again, and away it goes again. Now to reset it, you tap over here on this one. You'll see the hands that get back to normal time, and that second hand's gone away. All right? So that's the first screen, which is pretty cool. So now to get into the next ones. So what you do on this one is you tap the center. So when you tap the center, it changes screens. So I'll bring that in a bit closer. So what you'll see on that one is this one here with the red and blue hand. That one's telling you your watch and your phone battery statuses of how much battery is left on both devices. So it's pretty cool, because this does Bluetooth to the phone, but this just stops you having to get the phone out of your pocket. So basically you haven't got to worry about it if you're going to be near water or anywhere dirty. The watch does that for you. It keeps you track of all your information. So that's there. On the left hand side where the date was there, now it's showing you the weather status of what the weather is right now. Right, so that gives you just a general information of what the weather is going to be outside right now. The top one there is your step count. As you see, I haven't done many steps on this. I wasn't wearing this all day. But I mean, that's your step count. So put this on in the morning, and then you can tap action that, and you find out how many steps you've done. Now the bottom one there is your heart rate. Now you can tap that one, and basically you'll go into your heart rate, and it'll tell you about what your heart rate's set at. Right now it's not on my hand. As you see, it's trying to find me. It's flashing. It's not on my wrist, so it won't set the heart rate. If I had that on my wrist right now, it would set the heart rate going. Okay? So from that one, so that's all the information there. This is the hidden information I was talking to you about. The next one here, when you tap the center again, you'll get back in. Now you got your weather forecast for the next 5 days. So basically, if you're trying to figure out what's going to be going on for the next few days, there's your information right there. Now the other cool thing about this one is at the top there, it's got the universal time coordinated. See that? So basically, not only do you have the time for where you're at, you can have that set local, like the time of where you want. Like that right now is set for London, UK. because that's where my folks are at. So now I can tell what time they are. So right now it's about 2:30 in the morning. Be pretty early to phone them guys, right? So that keeps track of that time, just in case I forget about that. So you got the forecast. The blue and the red bars right there, this is pretty cool with RAM. Because basically you're in this now, you're checking the weather. You want to know roughly what time it is still. Well, with that, if you look at that right now, I'll zoom in a bit more. See? And what it is the red hand is counting down the seconds. The blue hand is telling you the minutes. And if you look just above the weather forecast, it's digital and it's telling you the hours of the time. So you've still got the time on the watch, even though you're checking another feature. How cool is that one? So anyway, to go back to the original, you tap the center again. Let's see if I can do this without messing up. And now I went back to the beginning screen, right? So that's pretty much all the features are on this watch. Oh, I missed one. Here we go. They've actually incorporated now into this app sound. So up in the top here by 10 o'clock, if I can do it. Did you hear that? I'll do that once more. It tells you there, no sound now. So I'll do it one more time. And what that means is basically, RAM set it up with a code that every hour, if you have the sound on, this will chime and let you know, just like a real watch would. So how cool is that feature, eh? That's another good one. So that's pretty much all the features of this watch face. The only other one I really like is, as you see, I put the nice red band on this watch. The reason why is because if you go down to the 6 o'clock position right down here, watch this. How cool is that, eh? Now you can customize this watch to whatever color you fancy. See, it gives you a nice little dimmed out colored back screen with the colors on the numbers too. See, there's all the colors here. So I had this one set up because I wanted to show you what it was going to be like. Oh, I went past it, I think. Hold on, let me go through again. I'll quickly run through them again. See? So it gives you a bit of a nice colored background, and the marker numbers actually there. There you go. So look how cool that looks with the band. You know, so you can do all sorts with that, eh? But if you look at the background too, it's got like that little honeycomb look on it too. You know, I'm trying to get you zoomed in a bit more better there. So this is pretty cool design. So as I say, with this site, I want to do a lot of watch reviews to bring these artists to the foremost so people can see what kind of graphics you can get on these watch faces. These smartwatches are pretty cool. Like, you know, they do a lot more features than just a watch face, as you see. It gives you a lot more information. This is just a standalone watch face. One thing I didn't show you there, just quickly, I'll try and bring it up to you there. There's the dim mode right there. Look at that one. If I can take that off without making a mess of it, because what happens is I've got stay on my watch. And what happens is the watch face changes. But there you go. So Ram's even got a dim mode on his watches too. So it basically saves on battery because it's not always on bright, you know. See, when it goes back and it comes back up, it goes to the main screen. But then when you leave it alone on your arm, it'll actually go to dim mode. And that'll save the battery on it. It'll still tell the time and the date and everything like that. But you won't get into any of the other features unless you bring it back to live mode, as it's called. But these designs bring out a lot of stuff that you can use, you know. Like you can even have text messages on the screen, but we'll get to that later in a few more videos. But anyway, if you're new to this channel, like, subscribe, hit the bell, and that'll tell you when I'm bringing up a next video. Because as I say, go and check out the other intro video, because that'll tell you what we're doing. It's not all about watch face reviews either, like these digital smartwatch faces. We're going to be doing about vaping as well, right? In fact, I haven't hit it yet. But that's just one watch face I've reviewed this time. Basically, come back next time and we'll do another review. It might be a watch again. It may be to do with vaping. Because I've got a lot of cool things that have just come through. I've got some coil master kits and stuff like that. DIY juices. You know, bring up about the building of the coils and stuff on the mods and that there. So it may be a watch face. It may be to do with the vaping. So we'll see what comes up. But anyway, go down into the comments and make a comment as to what you might want to see. As to a smartwatch face, which one would you prefer? Do you want a fitness one? Do you want a fancy one? You know, a designer one? Give me some info as to what you'd like to see, what you'd like to be reviewed. This was just a general watch face that I use as a daily driver. What that means is I've got about 7 or 8 watch faces I switch through when I'm going to work and I'm outside and out through the day. There's other ones I use as well, you know, and check on that. But these ones are the ones I tend to go back to and use because they're very easy to read for me when I'm outside in the daylight and stuff. So again, thanks a lot, Ram Moore. And as I say, you guys that have already subscribed, appreciate that. hit the like button again, let you know that this was a good video for you guys. You know, you guys that haven't been here before, hit the like and the subscribe, hit that bell, come back and come see us again. But don't forget to check out my first video, the intro, because that'll give you a heads up as to what's going on here. Because it may be all confusing right now that I've done this review. But hey, we'll come back again in a little while. And always remember, there's always time with vaping.